I'm Janet and welcome to my channel. Today I've got a lovely recipe for you for ANZAC biscuits. These are slightly different type of style of ANZAC biscuit. They have a chewy inside and a nice crunchy outside, so the texture is a little bit different to the traditional snap of the ANZAC biscuit. So let's get started with that. The first thing that we need to do is turn the oven on to 170 degrees. Okay, so that's all good. Now I've got a big mixing bowl here and we're going to start adding our dry ingredients. So the first thing is 1 cup of ordinary flour, plain flour. That goes into the mixing bowl. 1 cup of rolled oats. Look, ANZAC biscuits would be nothing without rolled oats, so they all go in. And I've got 3/4 of a cup of raw sugar, and I think that gives it just a nice bit of texture, all adds to the chewiness. The next thing is 1/4 of a cup of desiccated coconut. That adds to the flavour. And the flavouring here for my ANZAC biscuits is chocolate chips. So these are milk chocolate chips, but I have done them with white chocolate, and that works just as well. And I've also got 1/2 cup of cut up diced apricots, so that goes in too. And lastly, for our dry ingredients, I'm going to be adding 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Just 1 teaspoon. So we're just mixing those dried ingredients up, just making sure the apricots are all coated with the flour, just making sure that the chocolate bits are dispersed all around. Okay, so the next thing we need to add is our wet ingredients, and I've got golden syrup and melted butter. Now the melted butter, it's 120 grams of melted butter, and I've just really done it in the microwave just on bursts of 10 seconds because I don't want it to be hot. I want it to be fairly cool and only just melted, because of course if we put hot butter in, it's going to melt the chocolate pieces, and I want that texture of the chocolate, the apricot. It all adds to the chewiness of the biscuit. Okay, so 120 grams of melted butter goes in. And I need 3 tablespoons of golden syrup. So it's kind of hard to measure golden syrup, but I've got a bowl, a jug of boiling water here, and I'm just going to heat my spoon, and I should be able to get a fairly accurate measure. It should just slide off the spoon. So that spoon is still hot, I think. Might just do the dipping again. And the last one. Of course, the golden syrup will bind all of the ingredients together. Okay, so we're just going to mix that around, and that should all come together. What an easy recipe. Looks amazing. You can see those chocolate chips. You can see the apricots giving a lovely colour through there, and then all of that melted butter and all of the golden syrup there just goes to make these beautiful biscuits. Okay, so I've got a baking sheet here now, which has been lined with baking paper, and we just need to take a tablespoon of the mixture, a good tablespoon, press it together and just roll it into a ball and place on the baking sheet. This should make, I don't know, 15 16 maybe biscuits. It just depends on how big you want to roll them. I normally roll them as quite generous tablespoons. And give a little bit of space so they will expand a little bit. I'm just putting that mixture together, roll it into a ball, and then the next thing to do is to flatten them all with a fork. And it might make them split a little bit, they'll be a little bit rustic. I really like that. I think it gives them a little bit of character and makes them look homemade, which I love. Okay, so they've just been pressed out, and now I'm going to be placing them in the oven for 12 minutes. So really keep an eye on the time, because we don't want them to get overdone. 12 minutes should be just perfect. Okay, I'm going to set the timer and then we'll come back when they're finished. Okay, so the timer's just gone off. We're going to go and have a look in the oven and see if they're ready to come out now. Oh yeah, they look good. So they are looking nice and brown, just the colour that we want. And I'm going to leave them on that hot tray until they completely cool down. And that way they'll get, I mean, they're a bit soft at the moment, but when you leave them on the tray to completely cool down, they'll get nice and hard on the outside. And that's what we're looking for. Okay, so we'll leave them there for about an hour and then we'll come back and see what they taste like. Okay, so the ANZAC biscuits have been sitting here on the tray for an hour, and the tray is completely cooled down now, so they are ready to eat or to store if you wanted to. So I'm going to put a few on a plate here. Now let's see what they taste like. They've got a lovely solid bottom. When you break them, chewy in the inside, a little bit of crunch around the outside. Let's see how they taste. Good crunch. Yeah, they taste really nice. The chocolate and the apricots are just delicious, and the rolled oats, really lovely. Look, I hope that you'll make these ANZAC biscuits, and I hope that you and your family will love them just as much as I do. Thanks for joining me, and be sure to look out for more videos and more exciting adventures. Thanks, bye.